What is up, YouTube? JankyYGO here. My name is Michael. A little bit lower energy today because I had a tooth pulled, like, literally yesterday. So, and I'm still kind of feeling the effects. But we got new Dark Magician support and Blue Eyes support, apparently, from the other set right here. It says Blue Eyes support. So, let's just jump right into it. First up, we have Magikuriboh. It's level 1 Dark Fiend effect monster with 300 attack and 200 defense, so normal Kuriboh stats, and its first and second effects are hard once returns. During the main or battle phase, if you took battle damage or damage from an opponent's card effect this turn, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your deck or graveyard. If a face-up spellcaster monster would be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand. It's alright. I don't think Dark Magician are really gonna play it. They don't really need this type of effect. Summoning Dark Magician is good, but they have tons of ways to just kind of summon it pretty easily, and I don't think Dark Magician are gonna need this, but it's still pretty cool. Nonetheless, next up we got Dimension Conjurer, level 1 Dark Spellcaster effect, 500 attack, 500 defense, and its first and second effects are hard once per turn each. If this card is normal or special summoned, add 1 magical dimension from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this card is sent to from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can draw cards equal to the number of spellcasters you control. Then you can place the same number of cards from your hand on top of your deck in any order. So it's kind of like helps fix your hand. Overall, I think it's okay. Magical Dimension has kind of been power crept out, but that is the monster on Magical Dimension. If you don't know what Magical Dimension is, it's a quick play spell card that says, if you control a spellcaster, you target one monster you control, you tribute it, then you special summon a spellcaster from your hand and destroy one monster on the field. Magical Dimension doesn't really see any play, and the only good thing about it is that it doesn't target. The destruction doesn't target. This card is fine. Like I said, it helps fix your hand, and it being a level 1 means it's a 1-for-1 target, as well as a you can link Kuriboh it away to get its second effect pretty easily. But once again, I don't think Dark Magician are gonna really need this. This is generic spellcaster support technically. So for the more casual players, they might try it out. Next up, Timaeus, the Dragon of Destiny. Level 8 Light Dragon Effect Monster, 2800 attack, 1800 defense. First and second effects are hard once per turn each. You can send a spellcaster or spell trap card that specifically lists Dark Magician from your hand or face up on the field. To special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material, including at least 1 spellcaster monster. So this card is also pretty cool, and I have a feeling, the casual players are gonna love it, and fans of the anime are gonna love it because a lot of people liked the Waking the Dragon Yu-Gi-Oh arc. I personally wasn't a big fan of it, but I do like that Timaeus has its own card, And I kind of hope we get actual monster versions of each and every one of the legendary dragons, because that would be kind of cool. As far as this card goes, once again, Dark Magician don't need an effect like this. um, like they have better ways to go about doing this kind of thing, in my personal opinion. So yeah, overall, not a big fan of it. Next up, Illusion of Chaos. Level 7 Dark Spellcaster Ritual Effect, 2100 attack, 2500 defense, and you can ritual summon this card with Chaos form. This first and second effects are hard ones per turn each. You can reveal this card from your hand, add one Dark Magician or non-ritual monster that specifically lists that card's name from your deck to your hand, then place one card from your hand on top of your deck. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can return this card to your hand, and if you do, special summon a Dark Magician from your graveyard, and if you do that, negate that effect. I think out of all these cards, this one's the most playable. Um, not for ritual form, but it just adds Dark Magician or any of the support monsters that specifically lists Dark Magician. So, for example, if you have this in your opening hand, you can reveal it. Search Magician's Soul, I believe. And yeah, Magician's Soul. Put this on top, then activate Magician's Soul. Send your Dark Magician from your deck to your graveyard, or Dark Magician Girl if you're playing Dark Magician Girl because you just like her. Um, and then this gets shuffled away, and you don't have to worry about drawing it again. That's how you can use this card. You don't need to use Chaos Form if you do that, and that's pretty cool that this is a good ritual monster that doesn't need that. But if you are playing Chaos Form, this isn't a bad effect either, because it can negate monster effects, and then on top of that, it also uh, gets you a Dark Magician, and sets up to use its reveal effect as well. Overall, I think so far this is the best card for Dark Magician, but we're going to move on to Master of Chaos, or Dark Master of Chaos. It is a level 8 Dark Spellcaster fusion effect with 3000 attack and 2500 defense, so Dark Magician stats. Dark Magician plus 1 Chaos or Blackluster Ritual monster is its materials. Its first, second, and third effects are hard once per turn each. If this card is fusion summoned, you can target a light or dark monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Second effect is you contribute a light or dark monster, banish all monsters your opponent controls. Third effect, if this fusion summon card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a spell in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So, first effect, that's pretty good. Because what that's gonna do is it just summons back the Dark Magician immediately. If you had properly summoned one of the your Blackluster Soldier ritual monster or your Chaos ritual monster, because I'm pretty sure it has to be a Chaos ritual monster. Um, then you get that back immediate. You can get that back, one of those back immediately instead. Its second effect is also really good because what this does is, for example, if you do play Timaeus, and you fusion summon with this, and I don't know, actually, I don't think you can with Timaeus, but if you like polymerization or something like that, fused into Dark Magician, and you haven't used like Eternity Soul and stuff like that to bring back your Dark Magician, this will bring back your Dark Magician. You tribute this, banish all their monsters, then use Eternity Soul, bring it back. And then if they manage to destroy this, you get one of your spell cards back, and that's good because Dark Magician is all about the spells and traps and stuff like that. I think this card is good in the more like casual versions of Dark Magician, because Dark Magician is kind of like has like an optimal build already, and that makes it like a okay-ish deck. But As far as this card goes for making that deck better, the more meta-y version, kind of more meta version, um, the one that's like tier 2-ish, they're like 2.5, I will say, probably, but this one probably won't make that cut, but Dark Magician is a, fan favorite deck, and people are gonna use it, and they're gonna do what they want to do with it, and that's perfectly fine. So next up, we have Dark Magician and some Blue Eyes support, according to this. So, a new field spell for Dark Magician called Magician Salvation. It's a field spell that states you can only activate a card with this card's name once per turn, and you can only activate the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So when this card resolves, you set an Eternal Soul directly from your deck. That's pretty good. If you normal summon or special summon a Dark Magician or Dark Magician's slash Dark Magician girl or girls, you can target one of those monsters special summon from your graveyard one Dark Magician or Dark Magician girl whose name is different from the target's. So what this does is you summon Dark Magician and you get a Dark Magician girl. Or you summon a Dark Magician girl, you get a Dark Magician. They bring each other back. In the artwork, that's why she's Dark Magician girl is literally pulling him out of the graveyard or like at the Dark Magic Circle. So they might play this actually. It gets Eternal Soul right from the deck. And that's not a bad thing to do. Field spells are usually pretty decent. So this one actually might see play. So that's pretty interesting. I kind of dig it. Next up, Shatter the Darkness. It's a continuous spell card that states you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, if you normal or special summon a non-token normal monster, you can draw one card. When one of the following monsters you control declares an attack and battles an opponent's monster until the end of the turn, the monster gains attack equal to the attack of the opponent's monster. A level 5 or higher normal monster, a ritual summoned monster that uses a normal monster, fusion synchro, or Xyz monster that uses a normal monster as material. So what are my thoughts on this? I don't think they really need this type of effect. The drawing a card is kind of nice. It'll be interesting to see what people can do with this. If you guys have replays or anything like that with this card, be sure to send me them in my email. It's in the description. But as far as the rest of the effects go, they're not bad effects. They're all pretty decent. I just don't think Blue Eyes or Dark Magician really need this, even though they both can technically use it. And then last but not least, we got the True Light. So it's a continuous trap card, and you can only use one of the one effect of this card's name per turn. Apply one of the following: special summon a Blue Eyes from your hand or graveyard. Second is set directly to your field one spell trap card that specifically lists Blue Eyes that has a different name from cards you control in your graveyard. Blue Eyes White Dragon in your monster zones cannot be targeted by opponent's card effects. At this face up the okay, so this is like a Eternal Soul for Blue Eyes. And Eternal Soul is a very good card in Dark Magician. And the reason why it's a good card in Dark Magician is because Dark Magician is a slower deck that relies on kind of slowing down your opponent and all that. The reason this isn't as good as that, or one of the reasons I should say, is the fact that you don't want to be running trap cards in a Blue Eyes deck. Blue Eyes is a go second, OTKU, and that's the end of the game. that's Blue Eyes' whole thing. Blue Eyes can brick. That's kind of Blue Eyes' downside. And while this does kind of help with that, um, the issue becomes that like it doesn't help you get out of the brick necessarily. So this kind of does. It kind of does because you can summon the Blue Eyes, but you're not OTKing, and that's kind of what the deck is trying to do. Is the Blue Eyes deck is all about the OTKs, whereas the Dark Magician deck is all about the control game, but not in the like I negate everything you do. It's more like I remove a card, I summon this, I draw a card. So I guess in terms of Magic terms, it would be more of a tempo deck where you banish a card or you get rid of a card and you draw one card and then you like selectively know when to remove the monsters and stuff like that, and you're summoning more monsters while you're doing it. So I guess Dark Magician is more like of a control-y tempo deck, whereas Blue Eyes is a I'm going to kill you in one turn deck. So that's why I don't think the True Light is as good as the Eternal Soul for the deck. It's a good card, but I think that context kind of matters for whether a deck is good or not. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. You can tell me what you think about any of these cards, or all these cards, in the comment section below. Uh, if I'm wrong, Blue Eyes is the True Light, you can let me know in the comment section. You're like, oh, I think this card is perfect for Blue Eyes. I've been playing the deck for years, and here's why. I'm always open to be told I'm wrong if you can prove why, but it's just that, I just like to see it because I've seen Blue Eyes be what the deck is supposed to do is just OTK. But I rambled on, and I've already kind of said that the ending. But if it's your birthday today, happy birthday! And if you want to send me any cool deck profiles or replays, my email's in the description. And of course, and as always, have a wonderful day.